So I'm recording now. I'm starting the event. Oh yeah, and you're Jose, right? So like it's good
Yes, sir.
talking to you, Jose, about everything we're talking about. But I'm
Okay.
about to I'm gonna share these slides because we got just a little bit of a late start. So I'm gonna share these slides with you, and then if you guys have questions, you can go ahead and post them in the chat on the upper right hand corner. There's gonna be a chat bubble. If you unless you know if you're already familiar with Discord, you already know. Um, and yeah, just I'm gonna go ahead. You can feel free to speak as well, like just like you are. I don't mind if anybody chimes in and they wanna ask questions or anything. But I was gonna share my screen to make sure you guys can see it. It's gonna be just Discord for the moment, but it was gonna be some slides. Just let me know you can see my screen, and then I'll get started.
I can see your screen.
All right,
Yep, I can see your screen.
all right. So, all right. So they got an update. They got captions now on PowerPoint. That's pretty cool. You guys see that? I had no idea
Yeah.
they had that. They never had that before. All right. So, these are my slides I usually share with people about paths into tech, and and then it gets into some strategies that when it talks about these strategies, it's talking about programs that are structured with these. They have these strategies built into them. Those are the type of programs you want to look for, not the if you're taking programs that lack any of these things, it's probably not a good program to be taking. All right, so who am I? Fernando. Just call me by my first name. Um, I'm a new camp coding bootcamp graduate. I graduated from their full stack web and mobile application development program. Also, I also work for New Camp as an ambassador and web developer, and then we have I'm also a student at the University of Advancing Technology. So I'm going to a university right now. I'm going into my senior year, and I'm studying advancing computer science and artificial intelligence. And
So-
yeah,
No,
but
it's not that you're living my life. Okay, but go ahead.
all right. And I completed a software engineering apprenticeship. So I did 8 months working with probably a dozen senior software engineers, something like that, and learning all about software engineering for those 8 months. It was intense. Like it was meant to be intense. And it was like live pair programming with these senior engineers every day. So we have. I'm also the founder and CEO of Dark Mode Devs. I started my own company, and I have found success in my mentorship program with students, and then also with some clients with projects. So. Uh, why a career in coding? The tech industry is booming. Like as far as the industry itself is growing, and we see all these new, these new technologies coming out. Right now, it's the AI boom. Um, but like this different from the job market. So like there is lots of opportunity still in the job market, but everybody has different reasons why maybe they believe the job market sucks right now. And I think it's not that the job market sucks too bad. I think that they're trying to figure out how um, how to weed out the oversaturation of applicants. Because when you're applying for a job in tech, you're gonna be competing with probably hundreds, if not thousands, of applicants, depending on the type of role you're applying for. And and that oversaturation is like it consists of a lot of people that shouldn't even be applying yet. They're applying for the role because they think they're ready, but they're not ready, and what they don't realize that they're actually oversaturating that market. So that, and you're going to be competing with people that are very experienced because there's a lot of people that were really experienced that were laid off, and they're willing to take a hit on their pay right now just to get rehired. All right, so we got why a career in coding? Demand is high. People always say, well, if the demand is high, why does the market suck, right? But the demand is high, and I'm gonna get into that in a second. But basically, because software engineering is not easy. Like some people think it's easy, and they can get away with copying and pasting their way to victory, but that's not how it goes. Um, why a career in coding? Most people do it for the money. Some people do it because they love it, and I recommend people they do it because they love it because it's like any job you do in life. If you teach yourself, to a certain degree the skill and you do it, but you don't love it, you're gonna eventually just hate it, right? You're gonna be going to work and you're not gonna like it. You're not gonna enjoy it. I always tell people about my experience when I used to work construction. When I was really young, I used to work construction because my family owned construction companies, and um, I hated it. Like the pay was better than most people my age when I was a teenager, and I did it from when I was a teenager until I was like a young adult. Till I think I stopped my last construction job. I was about 21, um, but I hated it, and I didn't like working outside like that or even inside. Physically, I was more of a didn't feel fulfilled because I'm more of an intellectual. So like I like using my mind, like using my brain, and I'm a more intellectual type thinker or worker. Because you'll notice that there's different types of workers. You have some people they love working with their physical body. I'm one of the ones that didn't. I hated it. I couldn't stand it, and it would make me sunsick most of the time. All right, and but with software engineering, later on I ended up becoming a junior architect. So like back then I was working also after construction. I worked as a um, doing as a junior architect drafting custom homes. So I would work on things like architectural desktop and things like that, and I would build a set of working documents, construction documents, so that way people of whether the house already exists or not, they get a builder's permit and then they could start construction on whatever it is that they're doing. But I was the one that built that um, drafted those blueprints for them. No, but yeah, that was back then. I felt a little fulfilled that back then. I thought it was a cool job, and I was out on the field a lot when I had that job. And I also started my own company back then when I had that job. And now I'm older, and now I got into software engineering, and I like it even more, even better. I love it. So like that's why I tell people, you're gonna do it every day. You better love it. But what about AI? Like I've heard from people, they're always talking about AI nowadays, saying, "Well, why should I even learn? Because AI is probably gonna take my job, or AI can do it. AI can do this or that." I guess we've heard of some jobs being taken by AI right now. Like the mostly, I guess, where I've seen it more prominent is like in sales calls. Like they have these bots calling you, and then they can't even they can't even start the conversation, right? And it's a bot, right? And it's like, I don't know why people are doing that, but I would feel like if it was my sales team, I would want them to be people, not bots, because like me myself, I can't connect with a bot, right? I can't connect like that. They probably get at least further along than me just hanging up when I hear the bot's voice, right? They'd at least have a conversation with me, and I'd be interested in maybe in hearing what they're trying to pitch, depending on how it would benefit me. But I don't even let them get that far because I know right away they're using AI. All right, so but for software engineering, I've tested AI for code. It can do simple code, but it can't do complex code, the type of code that you need to build like high level, industry level projects or like industry level code. Like it doesn't really, even if you use it for a problem solving platform, it could do the easy problems, but once you start getting more complex, it breaks, it starts breaking, it starts becoming worthless. And that's when I tell people that not to rely, especially if you're just starting, don't rely on AI and don't rely on autocomplete because you're just going to hurt yourself in the beginning if you're using these things to try to build or to try to do your assignments for you. But right now, I don't think the threat is AI. I think it's experienced developers that know how to leverage AI. So, like for example, if you're competing with somebody for a job and they know how to use AI tools to speed up development, they're gonna be a better developer than you are. That's the type of person that I think is the person you gotta, that's the one you should be watching for, not the AI by itself. Because if once you know how natural language processing works, the magic's gone, and AI makes it look like they're um, as if they're able to think and process information like a human being, but they're not. they're just stringing words together, making one best guess after the other, and it's a pretty damn good guess because it's an AI algorithm, and it's taking, it's predicting which token, because it takes the words and it breaks them down into numbers, called tokens, and it's saying, well, this token should follow this token, and this token should follow that token, and but it's, and that's the context of what it's doing. It's not processing the information you give it and reading it and processing it mentally and then giving you a thought out um, answer. It just gives you the illusion like as if it is right now. So that's why AI can't do software engineering to a high level, because it takes a lot of thinking, like a lot of thinking, like that only a human can do, especially a human that's really good at doing what they do, like software engineering. Right. So this one was like, how much difference would it make in your life if 9 months from now you were making 70 a year? And that makes a difference in most people's lives, right? Most people, they work regular jobs out there that are not software engineering, and they're not even making that much. They're making a lot less. And I think that's what's got people interested is how high the salaries get in tech, even when you're just starting out. Um, like for example, I have a friend that I work with that when he got to senior developer level, now he wants to charge people $300 an hour freelancing for his time. Like that's how much. Like I think it's a lot, but he legitly does it, right? 200 or 300. He won't take two. He won't tell them, of course, the client that he's willing to take 200, but that's his low. And like people look at that, right? Like when you're first starting out, most people take 25 to 50 an hour, but it just depends on your on your experience and how and what your capabilities are, is how you should be evaluating how valuable your time is, like how you should be evaluating that. um but yeah, we show this picture because this guy created an environment where he set it up so he can code laying down. And right now I'm trying to see when I can transition into setting up an environment where I can code standing up, because I'm tired of sitting in the chair all the time. That's another thing, is that you'll see online people talking about how you sit in a chair, because I have a gaming chair, it's a comfortable chair, but you sit in your chair and you sit there all day, every day, but you start feeling it hurting your back, your tailbone, your lower back, your upper back, your neck. And it's like the only way to beat that is to get up and stretch. Or, that's why some developers say we encourage people like to go to the gym a lot. Um, but what if you don't have time to do that? Or what if you can't for some reason, right? For some reason. Like for me, right, I used to go to the gym, but right now I can't because someone rear-ended my car, unfortunately, and I ended up with a concussion, and I ended up with post-concussion symptoms, which still affect me today. And right now, I'm not medically cleared to go back to the gym yet. So, like, for someone like me, that sucks, right? So I'm looking for like, okay, when would be a good time to try to see if I can get something, a product that helps me code while standing up, right? So like, but this guy, that's why I mentioned it, because this guy's pretty smart because he's doing it laying down. Except I don't want to do it laying down because I'll probably fall asleep, to be honest. I'll get comfortable and probably fall asleep. All right, so why is there so much demand? And we talked about it, and it's because it's hard, because the learning curve is high. It's hard. Um, it starts off easy, HTML, CSS, a little bit of JavaScript. It starts off easy, but when you get into the more complex concepts, it gets hard, especially when you have to learn how to incorporate a lot of the more advanced concepts, especially in back end engineering. In front end, it's not too bad. It can still get difficult there, but in the back end is where it really really gets difficult. That's why you have a lot of people that want to do front end development, because they want to. Some people, they want to see something like a visual result of whatever it is they're building, but there still is some type of visual on the back end of what you're building, but not as, I guess, as pretty. But at the same time, there's a lot of logic back there, a lot of complex logic, where the knowledge, or that higher level knowledge of data structures and algorithms and big O analysis really comes into play. On the front end, it comes into play, but not very much like it does on the back end. It's like very important. Um, but you have like four options, and we're going to talk about four of them. One of them is a luxury option, and I've taken all four of these options, so that's what I try to tell people about my experience. Because when I first started, I tried self-taught, and there's something I'm going to get into that when I get to that slide. But there was something about self-taught that made me switch for the time being, and it was only because I was at the time I had zero experience. But the luxury option, so dedicate 4 years of your life to learning computer science, and it's a bigger debt, like a lot bigger debt. You're gonna be owing anywhere from 60 to $120,000 after you graduate, unless you're paying all that up front. Um, and not everybody applies for grant or well, yeah, not everybody applies for grants, but not everybody qualifies for them either. So if you qualify for grants, you can cut your costs in half for a bachelor's. Like that's why I said 60 to 120, because if you're projected to graduate in 4 years and owe about 120 on average for a bachelor degree, if you qualify for the grants from the Department of Education, that might cut half. They might pay half of that in grants if you qualify. Not everybody's able to take advantage of that. Some people they don't qualify, so they end up having to fork over the total cost. Um, All right. So other than that, though, I could say about the university is you're going to learn a lot of the concepts in more in depth, like more in depth, because you're going to be spending years, like 4 years at least. For me, I got to spend about 5 years because I'm doing a double major. I'm doing artificial intelligence and computer science double major, so it's going to extend out. It bumps me up like another 18 credits or so that I got to take to double major. And I said, why not? Because I can get two bachelors instead of one, right? Like, why not? Like, why not just get double of what I'm paying for already? Um, it just seemed like a good idea, especially with AI right now. But I actually got into it before AI boomed. So like, I signed up to the university in September 2021. That was even before um, ChatGPT came out for the public. Like it was already out. I mean, it was out like, we didn't hear about it yet, like how we are now, but back then nobody knew about ChatGPT because it wasn't available to the public yet. They were still building it behind the scenes. And but back then that's when I signed up for a double major because my passion was like not just in software engineering, but in building AI and AI engineering, AI development. I think that the whole concept of building something that can think and process information like a human can was just great to me. Right now we have NLPs, but one day we'll have that capability. That's what the other companies are working on. They're working on the capability of how do you build a neural network that's sophisticated for AI where it can think and process information like a human can. And when that day comes, then I'm probably gonna tell you something different, right? I'm gonna be like, all right, we're in trouble because this thing can think and process information like we can, and if it can do it faster and more sophisticated, we're really in trouble. But depends though, because sometimes these new technologies open up more jobs. All right, so we talked about the luxury option, the traditional boot camp. So we talked about boot camps earlier before I started the event, but only to a small degree. And then so like I wanted to sit to, I work for New Camp Coding Bootcamp right now, so of course I'm gonna highlight them, but it's not just because I'm trying to hustle everybody. It's because my experience with them. So like when I first went with looking for coding boot camps, I did that before the university, so I wanted to see what coding was all about. I was thinking that at the time, a coding boot camp is cheaper and it's probably going to be an easy way for me to test if this is something I want to do or not. And but that's when I did. Except I was the type of person because at the time I didn't have the money to just throw around. I didn't want to just. I wasn't looking to just throw $40,000 at a boot camp or $20,000. I was trying to look for the best bang for my buck. I was like, all right, well, which one's going to give me a good program with instructors and for the best price? And that's how I found New Camp, because New Camp I was advertising that they're the most affordable and flexible and structured boot camp. They provide structure. They're not the most structured. I'm not going to say that, but they provide structure because they're structured boot camp. but they're the most affordable and they're really flexible because they have part-time and full-time classes. But they're most affordable, and that's what they advertise, that they're the most affordable. That's the key. It's because they're trying to put themselves out there at basically as we give you front end, back end, or full stack or software engineering boot camp for a price that these other boot camps are not going to beat. That's basically what it comes down to. Um, there might be a boot camp outside the United States that can beat that price, but that's because their economy is different. So think about that, and then you're going to be learning from developers that might not be uh, teaching you maybe code that's like US standards. So like US standards or American style coding is a lot different than other countries. And you'll see that when you study documentation from different places around the world. Everybody's got their own standards, it looks like. And United States standards are higher. I would say they're a little higher, a little. I think they're a little more helpful at the same time too, like a little more organized. But and here in the United States, New Camp is definitely for an actual coding boot camp. They are the cheapest boot camp that I've seen. I haven't seen anybody cheaper, and the CEO likes us to challenge people to find somebody that can beat their price because they're likely not gonna, because they're gonna give you a full stack or front end or back end. They have a complete software engineering too boot camp that's gonna be provide everything you need to learn, but at the same time, it's gonna be at a price that probably beats all the competitors out there, or that likely beats all the competitors out there. I'm just saying likely because who knows? I don't know what's come out. Some that could change one day. Somebody comes out and they try to come out with a cheaper boot camp, but good luck with that because that's tough. The cheaper you go, the less money you have for expenses and to hire instructors, like to put into it to give it to to keep that quality going. All right, so we have the traditional boot camps, and for me the boot camp was great. For everybody's gonna have because and then you get lifetime access, like I was saying before, and you get lifetime access for the Discord community as well, not just the curriculum, but it's got a big online community at the same time. Like I can show you guys the online community in a little bit. Um, all right, so we'll just leave this for a second now. Teach yourself online. This was the self-taught, so this is how I started. I started off self-taught. So I thought I can do self-taught. I was thinking, right? But the thing about self-taught was that when I first started, I felt like I was out in the middle of the ocean and I didn't know which way to swim. Like if there was all I could see was just sky and sea. There was no land anywhere. There was there's no light, no lighthouse anywhere. There was nothing. It was just me and trying to figure out what do I got to learn? What do I got to I didn't even know what a tech stack was at the time. I had zero knowledge, so I couldn't even say that. Like I basically was like, okay, what do I got to learn to build these apps? Like I want to be able to build an app because I have ideas, or I want to be able to work using that skill set in some way, right? Like either work for a company or build your own company or freelance. You could do freelancing or like similar to building your own company, depending on how you structure it. And or build your ideas. Like if you feel like you have a winner, everybody feels like their ideas are winners, but if you feel like your idea is a winner and you want to build it out and test it and test the waters, you can't do that. You can use no code tools nowadays, but these no code tools suck. Like if you've ever used a no code tool, it's similar to using like a CMS. Like so if you built a website with a CMS and then you built one with custom code, then you would know the difference. You would feel the difference. You would see the difference. And then the CMSs, they charge you a lot of money to get more premium features or more. They call them premium features, but like more. I guess you could say customizability. But you get that customizability for free if you know how to code. You see the difference. So like um, you can be a WordPress developer, for example, and maybe your client's spending money, or maybe you're trying to figure out how to use WordPress. So when you're learning, and they're gonna make you spend even just when you're learning just a bunch of money just to get your hands on the full features. So that way you can learn how to use their platform more proficiently. So that way you can try to market yourself as a WordPress developer And you're not coding, you're just dragging and dropping, dragging and dropping. The code is very minimal. You can know just the beginner level HTML and CSS, and maybe even beginner level JavaScript, and you can add a little bit of functionality or a little bit of custom styling to your CMS, but it only goes so far because they're trying to make it where you have to pay for their plans to get the customizability that you really want. Whereas if you know how to code, it's different, right? You can start from scratch and you can get as customized as you want, and it didn't cost you nothing but your time. Um, but most clients, they like the CMSs because it's a content management system. That's why they call it that, because you're supposed to train your client with those type of systems on how they can manage their own content. In other words, if they have photos they want to swap out or update or add, if they, they want to change pricing on if it's a store, or if it's just content, if they want to change any content, any text content, like if it's like a blog or just a basic website, they want to be able to do those things without hiring a developer all the time. And so like that's what kind of sucks. Like the CMS is kind of um, a CMS is kind of a good thing in a sense, but it also hurt the market in a sense too, because um, now you have people that want content management systems which cost a lot less money to make, which makes means you're going to make less. Like there's a lot of those type of developers, they make 25 an hour, and that's on the low end compared to how much developers make that actually code. But anyway, I got a little bit too far into the rabbit hole there. Went off on a tangent a little bit, and then so we got to get a mentor. And I talk about this because of my experience when I was being mentored for 8 months by a dozen software engineers. Literally, I'm not even exaggerating. I have a big network because of that program, and I have a network that's not just junior level developers, but a lot of senior developers that I met and worked with, and then some mid level and a lot of juniors that, like for example, if I got a contract and I need another employee, I just reach out to that network and hire one of them. That's like because I know they can do the work because they're going through the same process I went through, and I know that they can do the work. There's like no question about it. I don't even have to interview them. Like I could interview them, of course, but like that's how confident in that process I would feel, is that I've been through I know how that program puts people through the gamut, and what they're and what level they're holding people to, and what level these people are coming out with, because they leveled me up more than a boot camp or a university did. And that's how I feel about it. Like I'm really confident in the people I would be able to reach out to hire from there. Like I'm working with one of my or I just worked on a contract on a mobile app with a senior iOS developer that was one of my mentors at the time when I was going through that apprenticeship. So that's why I tell people, if you can get an apprenticeship, mostly internships and apprenticeships that are available for college students, and if you can take advantage of that, you better do it, because they're gonna put you in a context where you're learning with people that's different than a coding boot camp or university is gonna. Um, All right, but we're talking about getting a mentor here. That's kind of related. But what I'm talking about with mentor, you're going to see a lot of these programs out there where you can hire a mentor and do one-on-one sessions with them. Some places are expensive, like Microsoft does them, but they're pretty pricey. And then I do them with my mentorship program, where we teach people full stack development, but we start with the JavaScript, the programming language. That's what we start with, because in my opinion, if you can't wrap your mind around the programming language and get that done, then it's probably not your cup of tea. You probably should be looking for another profession, because if you can't program with the programming language, that's the main thing. Because some people think web development is all about HTML and CSS, and that's fine when you're learning, but it's actually all about the using the frameworks, using the JavaScript frameworks, which means you have to have a high level knowledge of JavaScript, and you got to be able to wrap your mind around JavaScript concepts or software engineering concepts at that level that relate to the programming language. All right, and that's what we start with, and I make it affordable. I make my program affordable to people, and we do it 5 days a week, a couple hours every evening, and depends on if you're one on one or in a class. But that's that. These are the strategies that you're gonna want to look for for a program. So like for example, if you're gonna go commit to some program out there, you're gonna want to make sure that they're implementing these 7 key strategies. So like these 7 key strategies, New Camp provided to us, and because their program, of course, has these 7 key strategies built into it. And it raises your chance of success because they have these strategies built into it. You're gonna see why, because they're pretty obvious strategies, but not everybody's looking for them. That's the crazy part. All right, so when they talk about skin in the games, usually they're talking about money because they say when you put enough money into it, you're gonna feel it, and you're gonna be like, well, I'm showing up, and I'm gonna be there, and I'm gonna do my thing because I'm not wasting my money, right? But that could be relative because some people, depending on how much money they got, maybe it means nothing. They just throw money away. They don't care. It was something they felt like at the moment they wanted to do, but then they feel like, "Ah, I could just do it whenever I want, or I'll just pay again later, right?" So some people are foolish with their money and some people ain't. Um, but I also say your time, because time is precious. So if you're a person that understands how precious life is and how short time is on earth, you're gonna want to spend that time where it matters, right? Like not just with your family, but like in things that matter that impact your life, and then and how like what you're gonna be doing every day. Like you're gonna be doing this every day, like for a long time until you decide to retire or until you're ready to retire, right? And you really want to spend, like think about that commitment. Like that's a long time that you're not spending with other things in life. Like you're giving a lot of time of your life just working, and you want to make sure you love it, and that's something you want to do, right? Because that's just the nature of our reality. Like we got to work to survive, like we got to make income to survive. So um I'd rather be doing something I love rather than something that I despise, or something that I just you know what I mean? Like I don't know how to say it, but that's what I mean, is that you want to make sure that's something that you love, and that you're making a big time investment as well, and you want to make sure that it's spent in the right, in the right places. Real deadlines. This one's important because if you recall, you have courses like online where you're just watching a video, and like similar to Udemy, but I don't want to pick on Udemy here, but like there's other courses too out there where it's not just Udemy. There's a bunch. I'm just using Udemy because it's a well-known example. But um what you buy a course on there, maybe cheap, 30, 40, 50 bucks, maybe less, some of them $10, right? Like who knows, you just don't know until maybe they're having a special right now, and it's $100 course for $10. You never know. But anyway, you're watching a video and you just have a person speaking to you, but you can't get that live feedback. They're going to tell you, yeah, you should complete this part of the curriculum in a week, but it's not a real deadline because nobody's going to hold you to it. And that's what I mean, is that like you want to be in an environment that's structured, that's holding you to the deadline, like a university or a coding boot camp or my mentorship program. If you're given a deadline and you skip it, you're going to feel the consequences of that. And then especially at a university, if you've made that commitment where it's costing you, tens of thousands of dollars, you're going to fail. And then what do you want? Why do you want F's on your official transcript? Because for me, if I'm going to hire a college student, at some point in the future, if I hire a college student and they're like, yeah, I got this bachelor's degree in computer science, I'm not going to care about that piece of paper. I'm going to tell them, can I see your official transcript? And then that's the most important part, is like, what type of grades are you holding, right? And for me, I've done my best to hold a 4.0 GPA every single semester since I started. So I've been on the dean's list and I've been on the president's list every single semester since I began, for a reason, because I wanted my transcript to be the best. But anyway, you need a real deadline. So you need to be in an environment where you're getting real deadlines, where there's actual consequence if you don't come through. And that's also goes to show, like in a job too. So like if you're doing software engineering and you don't meet your deadline, you're likely just going to get fired. All right, because it's serious, right? It's serious work. It affects everybody, and you shouldn't be holding anybody back. Especially if you're working on a project that is live and that affects users and affects the company's income from those users, you're definitely going to get fired. All right. So you need to combine synchronous and asynchronous learning. I'm not going to get into those topics too much because they're JavaScript programming concepts, asynchronous and synchronous programming in JavaScript. But the whole point is that the course you need to take has coursework that you can go through at your own pace and has coursework that is done by other students in the same course collectively and incorporates your instructor as well because you're going to have an instructor as well. And you want your instructor to be engaging too, to be active, to be knowing what the students are up to be knowing which students need help, or to be attentive to that, right? Like you want your instructor to be able to help you understand the concepts. Um, you just want a good instructor, and I'm gonna tell you, like, no matter where you're gonna learn from, a good instructor is hard to find, but they're great when you do find them. You need peer pressure. So this is like the good kind, when you're working with other people. Whatever task you have, you're gonna hold everybody, behind. You're likely to You can't have everybody waiting on you. And not just that, when you're learning with other students, like this ain't like pressure, like to be in a negative sense, but you can learn from each other or help each other, or maybe you feel pressure to be at the same level, if not better, right? Some people have a competitive nature, so they want to be the best in the group, but that's not always realistic. Um, but in any event, if you're all working as a team, that's the goal, and you're not going to get like an environment with students or team or even with an instructor watching videos, right? Recorded videos and copying and pasting what they're doing in the video that doesn't actually help you. Uh, you and your work need to be seen. So like this is the other one, and that's what I meant about having a real instructor interact with you. Like if you have like someone more experienced than you, even if it's another student that just they're taking a boot camp maybe to get a refresher on maybe a newer tech stack that they've never seen before, but they're really experienced at software engineering. Because you run into those type of students. When I was at New Camp, there was a student like that in my full stack class. He went to New Camp to take that because he wanted to learn the tech stack at the time, but he was already an experienced software engineer, so he was like these things were like easy for him, right? Like they were like really, really easy for him. Whereas for me, I had zero experience. It was hard for me, but he was willing to pass that knowledge on and he helped all of us. And even the instructor helped us, but he was willing to give his time to help. And that's the type of people you want to be around. But yeah, your work needs to be seen, and your work's gonna get seen by other students. Your work's gonna get seen by your instructor, your professor, or your mentor, right? They're gonna see your work and they're gonna tell you immediate feedback, how to get better, or what did you do wrong, or what did you do right, because you want to know when you did right too. But at least you get that affirmation, I guess you could say. You get that that behind you, like, did I do this right? And then you get the positive and you're like, yeah, I did it right. And you don't get that watching a video. Even if you did something wrong, you don't get that watching a video. You just see, maybe you did something right, maybe you didn't, right? You just don't get that unless you're working with somebody that's more experienced and they're able to nitpick basically and tell you what you did wrong or what you can do better and help you learn how to debug it. If you did something wrong, well, let's fix it. Let's make it work. Let's make it better. Optimization is always the last thing too. So like when you're coding, you just want to get the thing working. Once you got the thing working, then you want to optimize it and get it at its best, right? You need end of course incentives. Like we all know what those things are. And of course, incentives could be like anything. Like maybe you're gonna get hired with a hiring partner, or besides, graduating, getting the certificate and all the good stuff. Maybe there's another end of course incentive. Maybe it's an apprenticeship or an internship. Like at a university, it might be that you can finally use career services, and they're gonna recommend you for roles that fit your major. At a coding boot camp, it could be that they're gonna recommend you to their hiring partners. You can get hired, with their hiring partners, or they're gonna help you get hired. Um, Mentorship, it could be different reasons. Like it could be similar or different. Maybe the mentorship at the end of the mentorship program, Depending on the structure, maybe somebody wants to work with you, maybe somebody wants to hire you, or maybe they help you get hired, right? Same process, but like the goal right now in tech is like people want to get hired. Like if I'm gonna take these things and spend my time learning these things, I want to get hired, right? You need assignments that actually help you get a job. So like what I mean with this is that you need to like be learning and building things that are gonna actually set you apart from the competition, be unique, and it's gonna help you get a job. Like most people, they're just copying and pasting trash off the net. And yeah, that trash looks cool, but I'm calling it trash because it's someone else's work and you're just duplicating their work. That's not going to help you get a job. Like you got to be unique enough to be building your own things. Um, and then what are all the options that check the boxes? Of course, I'm going to say New Camp Coding Bootcamp because that's who I work with, and they actually do have those strategies built into their program. But the boot camps they offer are web dev fundamentals, front end, back end, full stack, cybersecurity, and job hunting. So these are all separate. This is like if you paid for each one individually, and but the full stack, of course, is out of all these. If you're looking for web development, the full stack is the best one, I think, because what the full stack does is it's gonna expose you to front end and back end to some extent, and then you're gonna know, okay, do I want to do full stack or do I want to do front end or back end? You'll know which one you really want to do if you expose yourself to all of them, especially if you have zero experience. Cybersecurity is a lot different. Cybersecurity is not like it's different. It's just anybody that knows the field, it's different than web development. So it's I know it's a newer boot camp that they started, but it's a good boot camp if you're into that type of thing. And they have job hunting too, where they teach you how to they teach you get you interview ready, go over algorithms and data structures for interviews. They show you how to network, how to build up your social profiles, how to get your resume ready, and then they help you apply on places like LinkedIn or Indeed, things like that. Then you have this complete software engineering path, which is all four of these together. So in the complete software engineering path, you get web dev fundamentals, the full stack, back end with so you can learn Python with SQL and DevOps, and then you get the job hunting at the end of that. This one I think is a good one. So like they didn't have this program when I was going to new camp, but if I were to retake a boot camp, I would take this one. Like I would take this one over the full stack because it has the full stack in it, plus all these other bonuses that you get, especially for the back end because the back end is gonna on that class you're gonna learn a lot about back end logic that you're probably not gonna learn in the other um, and then you get Python. You get Python under your belt too because there's a high demand for JavaScript and Python right now. So that like widens the places you can target, right? So full stack widens it too because you take full stack, you can apply for front end, back end, full stack roles, not just one or other. You can apply for all three of those roles, right? If you understand it that well. With this course here, you can apply for Python roles too after you're done, like not just JavaScript roles. You can apply for Python roles too. So think about that one too. That's a plus too. Um, oh come on. All right. So we talked about all those. I'm not going to get into those too much, but New Camp is the an affordable and flexible and structured boot camp. They're a great boot camp. I went there. I liked it. I enjoyed my time there. And right now, I can get you if you use my link, of course. If you use my link, I can get you. Whoa, what happened? All right, there we go. I can get you 5% off the registration fee, and I can get you the early bird discount. So like at New Camp, we can get you signed up and get you a $300 to $400 discount on a boot camp, depending on which boot camp you sign up for. It's got to be one of the big ones, and then you get a really good discount on that. Especially if you're using my link, or if I walk you through the sign up process. All right. So for also we talked about mentorship. That's my mentorship program. Right now it's 50% off, and we're doing $50 a week for class setting, about 125 a week for one-on-one sessions. But it's 5 days a week, every evening, and we go through it. We go through it. It can be intense, but I make it great, right? I make it fun. I make it I don't just like I make sure you understand the concepts before we're moving on to. All right, so we talked about these here, and basically, if you're into this, you feel like I want to see if coding's for me, then I say go there. Like pick something, pick a way to wet your feet, so that way you know whether this is something that you want to do. But if you already know, like, nah, this is it for me, then yeah, you're gonna want to commit to it now because it takes time to learn it. It takes time, and you want to start spending that time wisely now, learning a good skill because that skill is gonna get you paid. All right, so we got Q&A. Anybody got questions about anything that I was sharing? Mr. 89, is that you making all that noise back there?
Could you go more into detail with the synchronous and asynchronous learning?
Oh yeah, so like basically, what they were trying to the message they're trying to communicate there is that you're gonna go basically through um, you're gonna have coursework that you do on your own time, like where you log into the student portal, and you're doing coursework that's already planned out that's required for you to do on your own time and make submissions, things like that. And then you're gonna have coursework that you also got to do in a collaborative environment with other students and with your instructor. So that's basically
Okay.
the two types of learning that they're incorporating into the boot camp. Um, for my program, I just incorporate it all live. Like we're live. It's me, us, whoever's there, and we're just getting it. Like we're just live. You get the immediate feedback. We're doing it together. I don't. I try to um, make sure that I understand how quickly you learn things and whether you've actually learned the concept in depth enough before we move on. I don't just force you to move on. All
Thank you.
right.
I have a question,
All right. Who is that?
Jose.
Oh, Jose. Yeah.
Give me a second. Yeah. Give me a second. I'm just getting my computer ready here. All right. So yeah. Um. Let me see. Did you chat? You put in the chat the link for. You said you were gonna post the link for to get a discount for the camp.
Yeah. For my link. Yeah. So like, I could get you a discount um, if you use my link. So,
Okay.
and then not just my link, but like, if you need help, I can like walk you through that process, and then we can get you the discount applied, and then I can look to see when that discount's valid as well, because they give us time periods when those discounts are valid, and then we can get you in when as soon as it's valid and get you that
Okay.
discount on the boot camp as well as the discount for the signups.
Okay. So, I definitely want to do that. So if you can just post that link now or whenever it's convenient for you,
All right.
I definitely want to. Another question I have is um, it's kind of a dumb question, but anyway, on my phone I saw a ad, an advertisement, and it said that something about $10 a month for graduation. What's up? What is that about?
Give me 1 second. You said it was give me 1 second. Let me see. Why is that posting like that? That is crazy. All right, let me see. Yeah, that's how it's gonna post. So, uh, let me see how that looks. Oh yeah, that's terrible. Let me delete that. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna repost that link for you. Let me see. All right. So I'll just type it in.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping you could do. Yeah.
All right, so let me delete that. All right, here's my link.
Okay, perfect. Got it.
So what was that question again?
Sure. I'm sorry about that. So the question is, I was on my phone the other day and I saw a advertisement saying new camp, they call it new camp, right?
Yeah,
New
new
camp,
camp like
and
NUCAMP. Yeah.
and it, and it says $10 a month uh, until graduation, something that I said
Oh yeah,
I'm
because
pretty
we
familiar.
yeah there's different plans. So like there's you could make like very minimal payments until you graduate, or if you qualify, you can pay zero until you graduate and then make the monthly payments after that. So, or you
That's
could
my
just pay it
my
all up
que-
front. It just depends.
yeah. So my question is, if you could tell me how to get access to that minimal payment plan, because I need to try to squeeze as much money as I can. I'm really trying to do that because I have a car payment
Oh yeah, I
and
can do that. I can and then I can set you a meeting with the one of the student advisors, and then they can make sure like they can help you walk through that too. So like that's another step too. Like we could do it like me and you can do it, or you can do it with
I
one
have.
of the advisors.
And if you want to do it today, tomorrow, I work all day and I'm free after 5 o'clock. If you want to do it today or this evening, let me know. I'm anxious to get the ball rolling. I
All
want to get the
right.
ball rolling. I had my decision already. I'm not gonna go. You know, there was a part of me that wanted to do self-taught, but it was kind of weird because I was saying, man, if I'm smart enough, I can do it self-taught. It's not about, especially with Chat GPT now. But the reality is, I would rather be in a coding bootcamp for all the reasons you mentioned. But that costs money, bro. It costs money. It costs money, and I really want to be in an ISA situation. I was researching ISAs, income share agreements, and but like I said earlier, I got approved for lending, and it's not the price that I would like, but I can afford it, you know. So it's really up to me. So I was like, okay, do I pay this month? I was asking myself, do I pay this amount of money, get left and be left with next to nothing every month, or do I uh go the self-taught route? You know, there's a few self-taught routes that are of interest to me that I said, well, this other people have made it through self-taught. Why can't I?
Yeah.
That type of thinking. And
Well, I have a
but no,
friend that
like
did self-taught for 4 years, and then she said in hindsight, if she would have taken a boot camp or something, she would have cut a lot of that time off her time of learning.
I
Right?
believe
Because
you.
she
Okay,
was she was trying to go like she was trying to go legit self-taught, like everything completely self-taught. If she didn't learn it on her own, then she didn't want to say she was self-taught. So she was trying to go self-taught and wear it like a badge of honor. And she said she spent 4 years learning on her own, and that if she would have went to the boot
yeah,
camp, she would have learned everything in 4 years and 6 months, right? Like that's like the
exactly.
like it depends on how I guess how proficient you are, but like if you're really trying to go like self-taught, learn all on your own, yeah, it could take a long time. I guess it depends on the person, but that was her
But,
experience.
but I, so it's like I kind of relate to what you said. A part of me, it was not only I didn't want to lose, I didn't want to be without money every month. I'm not gonna be without money, but it's a hit to my finances. 'Cause
Well, yeah, yeah,
I,
it
I get
hits somewhere. I mean, yeah,
I
you
get
go
paid minimum
negative
wage.
somewhere.
I'm doing technical support from home, but I get paid minimum wage in Florida. I literally get paid minimum wage. So it's a hit. So that's why and want to see. I'm gonna be. I'm a transparent guy, man. I don't like to be. I like to. I like the people to know who they're dealing with because I really have nothing to hide. But the reason I say that is because I want to. I'm gonna share with you what the loan amount, not the loan amount, but the loan payment that I'm currently looking at. See if you can help me. Somehow. In some way. Whether it be a discount on the tuition. I don't know. But yeah, I definitely want to go, man. When you told me, wow, you from New Camp, I said, man, it's like you said, there is no cheap alternative. The other alternative is an ISA after when you graduate. And when I think about paying 15 grand after I graduate to go like a, doesn't make sense to me because you know what? I asked ChatGPT, what are the most popular boot camps in the U.S. right now? I asked ChatGPT twice. New Camp was on the list as the most popular boot camp, one of the most popular boot camps in the United States. It's New Camp is number 10. As long as I can afford it, I can get the skills, entry level skills at least. I can build upon that. But that's
Yeah.
sometimes I want to I kind of overestimate my abilities, and I said, man, I want to but I'm glad you shared about getting a 4.0 because I'm that type of person myself, man. I would love to get I would pray to God enable me to get a 4.0. And also um I feel like like God put you in my path, man, because I I want to do what you're doing. When I say exactly what you're doing, I want to go to college after the boot camp. When I'm working in software development, I want to get a 4 year degree. I actually want to get a doctorate's degree, and the major is I want artificial intelligence in there. I'm not sure if it's gonna be software engineering. I like hardware engineering as well. I like electronics. I would like
Yeah.
to kind of mix it all up. But so yeah, definitely I wanna enroll. So whenever you have time, I'm ready for you. I'm gonna stay online on Discord.
All right.
Um, and yeah, whatever at your convenience.
But yeah, I was gonna show you, like, if you're watching my screen, I was gonna show you a little bit real quick. So
Sure, sure. Give
like
me a second.
right here on LinkedIn, like some
Okay.
people are like this is my profile, and when I first started, like you'll see me and the CEO of New Camp Coding Bootcamp are connected because I'm one of his. I work with them. But
Yeah.
I have it here in my uh, um, where are we at? All right, so we have it here. That's my activity, but right here, my experience. But we also have my education. So like when I talk about the 4.0, if we want to see more, and then I post all
Yeah.
my certificates here that I've earned, where I've made the president's list or the dean's list every semester, 4.0
Check it
GPAs.
out. Let's check the thing. Okay. Let me pull it up now, bro. I have it. I don't know.
Right.
Let me ask you one more question. How long is this meeting?
What was that?
How long does it last? The meeting?
This meeting till noon, to 12 Arizona time. So I think till it's about 45 minutes around there, a little over 45 minutes right now.
12 Arizona time. I'm in Eastern time.
All right. So you're 3 hours ahead. So yeah, I guess that's gonna be I guess when it's about 2 o'clock your time
Okay, so we're over, like you said.
or 3 o'clock your time. I'm sorry. It's gonna be three
Three
o'clock
o'clock.
your time. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
because if we're
okay.
3 hours apart, yeah, because right now it's 11:12 a.m. where I'm at in Arizona.
Yeah, I've been
So
thinking
I'm
about
guessing
moving
we're
over
about
there.
3 hours. Yeah. You're thinking about it?
Give me a second.
Yeah.
Fernando, what's your last name?
Trejo, Trejo.
Trujo.
Yeah,
Oh, Trujillo.
Trejo. Yeah. And then
Trujillo?
it's I'm verified here on LinkedIn. So like I've already verified my identity. It's a legit account. It's not one of the fake
Can you
accounts.
put it in the chat?
Huh? What was that?
And, and place the link, your LinkedIn link on the
Yeah, I
chat.
could do that so you could check it out. Yeah, it's a verified account. So like I'm verified, I'm legit. I'm not some scammer online. You know what I mean? Like my account's legit. It's real. So like some people
Okay.
they see my
I
credentials and they wonder if it's real and I'm like I'm verified. You can reach out to the university, they'll verify it for you. You can reach out to New Camp, they'll verify it for you that
what
I work with them and everything. What was that?
no, what university are you going to?
Oh, UAT, University of Advancing Technology. It's in Tempe, Arizona. It's a private university, but it's a tech university. So I'll show you their website real quick.
Okay, okay.
We'll go to
No, I'm
I'm
looking at
yeah, yeah, you'll see their logo. We'll go to the this one's like I don't want to take you to the student one because I'm a student there because it takes me I
okay.
go to the student portal, but this is their website here and um, you can go ahead and like you can find all the information you need about them here. But they're like a tech university, so like all of their
Mhm.
university programs there are all tech related. That's it. They don't teach nothing that's outside of tech.
Oh, that's cool, man. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, that's why I picked them because when I was comparing the U of A, which is the University of Arizona, and
Uh,
ASU, which is in Phoenix, I was comparing them with the two major universities here in Arizona, and they have a better software engineering program than those universities. So that's why I picked them. Man, because they're just focused on tech. It's likely because they're an all tech university. So yeah,
could you put the link to the school?
yeah, I could do that too.
Thanks, man. I was gonna tell you, Fernando, man, I really appreciate you, man. I mean that. Every person that's a software developer, I appreciate, man. I appreciate the like. I'm a member of another group called Beginners Web Development Meetup online, and I idolize the what you call it, the organizer because
And then that
it
last
sucks
one's
off,
just the YouTube channel I'm starting. So this channel is like very like minimal right now. It doesn't have too much content. And the most of the content on here right now is just um um the events we hold and talks about the project, the group project. So we'll probably talk about the group project a little bit. I did have a update for the group project that maybe I can go over. I was asking if the person that did the contribution to that group project if he could be here, but I guess he couldn't be here because he's not here. But it's okay. But so I'll see what he committed, and then we'll go over that briefly too. But yeah, just for
the
new
biggest
camp,
thing I want to know about, the biggest thing I want to know is what it looks like to go to school. Could you show me that real quick before the meeting ends?
which one? Going to school at
Uh,
new camp?
yeah, 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 online.
Why can't you? What do you got? Do you see my screen or what?
Yeah, yeah, I see you, Street.
All right, so this is just their normal website where you go to find, the boot camps, the financing. The Fair Student Agreement is the one you're thinking about.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
they do have scholarships, so like if you go for scholarships, you got to make sure that you fit one of these contexts, and then you can apply for it. Because you can't apply to all the scholarships, but you can see which one that might fit for you. It just depends. It depends, on the type of scholarship. Especially if you're a veteran, the veterans usually win this one.
I'm not a
Uh,
veteran, but
huh?
I'm not a veteran, but
Okay.
I'm low income, so I don't know if that they have something like that.
I don't think they do actually. I think the only one they have is the new you, like if you've been denied a student loan. Um,
For real? Okay. I'm also Latin, so I don't know if that.
but this is the one I was telling you about where you pay zero for 12 months. So if you apply for the Fair Student Agreement and with my link and you get it, you'll pay zero for 12 months.
Well, what if you don't get it? Well, that's is that
Uh,
through Klein? Is that through Klein?
is it what?
Is it how are you? How is that special agreement where you pay $0 a month? Is that a
You're
who are you
likely
applying
gonna
to?
get it. like you'll likely get it. Like if like what does your credit look like? Like if your credit looks decent, you're likely gonna
It's
get
not,
it.
it's
And then
not, it's not,
because you said you had a full-time job right now, so like
yeah, I do a
you're
full time.
likely gonna get
But
it.
my,
So like me,
but
I
my,
got it
but
back then.
my
Uh,
credit is on the floor. It's like 500.
Really?
Yeah, but I can prove my income.
Oh yeah, yeah, right. So like you were talking about those ISAs, and that's what they compare them to. So like they compare the New Camp's Fair Student Agreement to the income sharing agreement, and they look at the pros and cons of them. Like basically why
Yeah,
New Camp's Fair
I
Student
heard about.
Agreement is better.
So 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 talk to me. I mean, my question is, since my credit is bad, I'm probably not gonna get the FSA.
All right. So are you're trying to just see like maybe what the website looks like too? Oh, watch.
Yeah, yeah,
I'll
yeah.
log into the student portal. So like the student portal's like right here. It depends
Okay,
on your course right now. It's just gonna show a bunch of courses, but you got to log in. I'll log in with my account. Um, it updates too, so the curriculum updates. So this is my account with New Camp. I already graduated, of course, but I get lifetime access to the curriculum. And they have a
okay,
homepage which we're at already. Or wait, no, we're not. We're at the dashboard. I'm sorry. So we're at the dashboard, and then they have the courses which you'll see here, and you can you know back in with Node.js, React, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, mobile with React Native, responsive, you know, Bootstrap, the Bootstrap 4 at the time. But once you learn Bootstrap 4, you can learn Bootstrap 5 really easy. Their Bootstrap's pretty like Bootstrap is you don't have to worry about the like you do have to worry about the version depending on the project you're building, but if you learn 4, it's easy to learn 5. Um, all right, so we have these courses. I mean, if you wanted to look at even just the first one, um, here you'll see I completed it. The little blue ones are incomplete, but it's
okay.
likely because it's something they added after I graduate. Like right here, they have the AI assistant, which is the debuginator, which means like if you get stuck, you can use the debuginator, and they have a demo here, like right here. Watch, we'll play it real quick.
Hello everyone, this is
Can you
Ludo
full
from
screen it,
NewCamp
please?
and I'd like to introduce you to our new tool, the Debuginator, the Terminator of bugs. If you've been looking for answers, if you're stuck, your code doesn't work, you've asked your classmates, you've asked
You put it in
your
full screen.
instructor, and everybody's stuck on
Yeah,
it,
can you hear it?
then you have one last chance to get
I
it
want to see
right.
it more than I want to hear it.
And
I can
this
barely
is
see
the
it.
Debuginator. It's an AI tool connected to Discord, and all you have to do is mention the NewCam bot
Slack. Is
in the
this Slack?
Debuginator channel, paste
No,
your
this yeah,
code or attach it,
this is
ask your question,
no,
and
he's
witness the
showing it on
magic of
Discord right now.
AI, evaluating your code and your question, and giving you back not just the answer, but everything you need to understand what the problem was and how to fix it. This new AI assistant is available to all students immediately and for free. So if you'd like to try it and you're not a student just yet, just sign up at www.newcamp.co.
Oh, can I ask you a question now?
Yeah.
That's fine. So explain to me how I'm kind of I'm not I haven't painted I don't have a clear picture of what it's like to go to school there. So I have evenings free to go to school. So
Oh
explain to
yeah,
me.
so
I
you'll
log
be
in.
yeah, so you log in, and then you'll have like this coursework because this is the coursework that you can complete on your own time. So there's that like I said, there's two types of the coursework. The one you complete on your own time, and the ones you're completing on your own time, you can log in whatever time of the day, morning, noon, or night, and you go through these tabs here, and you complete them in sequential order, like one after the other, all the way to the end until you get the
Okay.
certificate. You just work through them one tab at a time, and they're gonna instruct you. Of course, when you get into the coding part, and the way you navigate it is, once you're done reading, of course, you navigate it one of these arrows here, and it'll go to the next part of the curriculum, or you can navigate it down here if you like. But I usually just use these here because you just go to the next page and then you read. But this one is eventually this one like here you'll get into setting up your development environment because this one's like the first one that you usually take. This is normally the first part of the boot camp, depending on which one you sign up for that you're taking. But you work through this stuff. Um, they get you set up with your development environment, and then for your environment, so that way you can interact with your students and your instructor. They connect you to the Discord server and everything like that, and then they introduce you to the AI tools, and then you just work through the course curriculum on your own time. They're gonna have
Anytime.
quizzes, yeah, like every so often they'll have quizzes, and then you'll get feedback. Um,
So how do teachers come into play and mentors and all that stuff?
so like the instructors at New Camp, what they do is you submit your work on the online platform here, and then they review
Yeah.
it, and then they give you the feedback. Or if you need further feedback, they might schedule a meeting with you and give you more feedback. But they grade you and they give you the feedback through the student portal, like here through
Okay.
the website.
Okay. So do you does a student ever attend live classes in New Camp?
Yes. So like you'll have the live classes. They're usually scheduled though, so they'll be on like Saturdays or Sundays, and then you're gonna have
Okay.
live classes with the students, and then you're gonna have it's like a 4 hour or 4 or 5 hour session. I believe it's like 4 hours, where you spend 4 hours in the morning or the afternoon. I believe it's in the morning, and you're gonna spend that time with other students and your instructor going in. Then they're gonna go into depth over everything that you learned the week, and then you're gonna apply that in a different context. So like whatever you learned during the week, then you're gonna have a chance to apply it with students and your instructor on the weekend. They're gonna go over everything to try to reinforce the curriculum, like what you learned, and see if you can apply it, if you've understood it, right? So
Right.
so yeah, you're gonna work through everything at your own pace when it's here online, but you're also going to be held to some type of structure where, because of course the coursework that you do online, it has due dates. It's due every week or due every day, depending on the due dates that they give you. And then it'll show you that you're active with an instructor right now and who your instructor is. Right now, I'm not active with an instructor because I already graduated. I'm just showing you my portal. It's a little more limited than the one you're gonna get because mine's for lifetime access as a graduate. Yours is gonna be like
Yes.
when you're live with your instructor, so it's gonna look a little bit different, but it's still gonna look similar enough. It's not gonna look so different. But like you'll be starting and it's not going to let you just access any boot camp. So like this was what for the full stack program. So when I started the
Yeah.
full stack program, they gave me all access to all these classes, but not right away. I had to access the one where I had to start and then progress through it. But now that I'm graduated and it's 100% complete, I can pick any one I want now, and I can go see what changed, what if I want to redo any of the coursework, if I want to get up to date with anything, if there's anything they taught me that I just need a refresher on, like because if React changes a lot, so like you're gonna want lifetime access. Because like with React, just look at since I've graduated, everything that's green are changes that they've submitted. So if I wanted to, I can go back, start from the beginning with React, and take advantage of all these new concepts that have
Yeah.
come into place since
That's
I've graduated. But it's a way to stay up to date because once you learn at a boot camp, you're going to learn how to be self-proficient with your research and your learning skills. Then you could transition
exactly.
into like a self-taught more proficiently, where
Yeah.
you can go back and access this stuff because you have lifetime access. You can go back and
Yeah.
access it when it changes and just learn it yourself like nothing. It's no problem now because you already went through the whole boot camp. You already know what to do now. Like you learned full stack web development. You learned how everything works and interacts together. You learned how to put applications together in the development process, things like that. And it's easier to grasp it now. You could just go in there and just grasp these things and pick them up now. It's not as hard as it was when you had zero experience and you didn't know what the hell was going on. The other thing was
Exactly.
like in the Discord, I have New Camp's server here running.
Secret.
So like if you look
Can you send
here,
that to?
yeah, I'm sharing my screen now. So right here you'll see
How
I'm
do I
uh
how do I join that
there
that?
You have to be a student. You have to sign up. So like
Oh, okay. Sorry about
so yeah, you can't be on
that.
you can't be on their Discord, yeah, without being a student. I'm already a graduate, so like I don't know if they have it on my profile. So if I open my profile, it should say somewhere, yeah, I'm a graduate, an ambassador, and a student, all three at the same time for New Camp. But I also, because I run events for them, and I'm also I do I teach people web development for them. So that's um, um,
Okay.
the thing. So like you're gonna have all the courses like web fundamentals, and you're gonna have all the students interacting like you see here. Like if they're posting, maybe they got stuck. Like I'm trying to set up an online Git repository, blah blah blah, and maybe they need help finishing that off, and you can respond or help, or maybe and you're gonna have instructors um, responding to some of these students responding to some. Like there's no excuse not to succeed, like because you have access to students and instructors like crazy on their platform that are gonna help you get not just that, like if you have a relationship with me to some extent, I'll even help you. You know what I mean? I chime in once in a while and help people. Like I'll see what's going on here, and I'll be like, you know what? Let me if I have time, I'll go on there and I'll help somebody real quick. And so like
Let me ask, let me ask you something, Fernando.
yeah.
So real quick, so not really quick, but we're running out of time. So my question is, I've been approved through Klein for the full amount that is needed for the boot camp, right? So I have that hope that I can go. But again, I'm unclear as to what is the fair student agreement as opposed to the Klein. Is it the same thing? Is it different?
Oh yeah, well, with Climb is one of their partners, I believe. So like with Climb, you're gonna end up where
Paying
was that at?
a higher amount
Yeah,
of
because like
money.
you got to get like if you're gonna get to the Fair Student Agreement, you got to apply through one of their financing options, and then when you get approved, it's gonna be through either Climb or Ascent. Like you see here, apply via Ascent, apply via Climb, so you can apply through both.
Yeah.
If you've already been approved for Climb, you can get the deferred payment option here for pay zero for 12 months if you want, where you
Okay.
take the whole boot camp and you don't pay nothing until you graduate. Then once you graduate, you're looking at monthly payments of about 135 to 293 a month, depending on which option you go with.
That's the question. I've been approved already. So you're saying if I've been approved, they'll give me that $0 for 12 months?
If that's what they approved you for. So like, did you get approval
Okay.
for with Climb through New Camp or through something else?
Okay.
Okay, so if you got approved for Climb through New Camp, you should be getting this option, unless you didn't qualify for it. But let me look, because there are
Okay.
other options um like here through like maybe Climb, you got this option where you have to pay. Like in other words, if Climb approved you for one of these options, it means that you have to pay something until you graduate, because there's three different ones for Climb. You have to pay a certain amount in 24 to 48 months, or you could pay a lower amount until graduation, or you could pay zero, which is the option most people like if they qualify for it, where you pay zero for 12 months, and then once you graduate, because you're going to graduate in less than 12 months, but once you graduate, it'll be sometime after that, basically after 12 months runs, you're gonna start owing payments, and it's usually in this range, the first range, 135 to 174. Like when I applied,
Yeah.
yeah, when I qualified for this one, I had to pay $150 a month until it was paid off.
But can I stop you a second?
Yeah.
I got approved, and I know how much they're asking me to pay, but I'm not sure whether.
Or which one?
Yeah, yeah.
So
Can
I'd
you
have
help
to
me there?
get you with I'd have to connect you with somebody that can help you figure it out. So I can connect you with somebody at NewCap, and they can schedule a meeting with you where they'll help you where they'll look at, because they have access to that administrative, they have administrator access, and they can look into it and see which one that you got approved for, whether it's for the deferred payments or whether you have to pay upfront for the beginning. because they have the faster
Um,
repayment, the most flexible, which
well,
is
hold on a second.
payments.
I could pull it up now. Let me pull it up. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
You want me to wait? No, tell me. You want to wait or
No, that's fine. You can. I mean, if you want to share something,
I do. I just don't want to. I don't want to. Like be like too pushy. Maybe something else will get a word in for some people. But yeah.
right? Um, well, we can ask. I mean, if anybody has any other questions before we move on, and see if anybody else has questions or anybody else has any interest.
I only have one other question.
Okay.
Will this, because you're saying you're recording this right now, right?
Yes.
Will this be available to watch later
Yeah, I put it
as a
on the
little video?
yeah, I'm gonna upload it to our YouTube channel. So I put the link to the YouTube channel in the chat. And then, like, if you, of course, I can't tell you you have to, of course, but if you would like to subscribe, then as soon as I post that video, it'll notify you because you're a subscriber. It'll notify you that I posted a video there, and then that's the events. I always post the events, but I'm planning content for like coding. I'm trying to plan content that I can post there for people that are interested in like learning stuff for coding. But I'm trying to gauge people's interest, like what type of content that they want to see, things like that.
This is what I got right there. I posted it in the chat. See in the chat.
What was your preferred financing terms? Because they said they weren't able to prefer to offer you the preferred financing terms, so they probably approved. They said they approved you for different terms, but they don't say you what terms. They say sign in and view and accept your offer. So like
Okay,
you,
let
we'd
me.
have you'd have to sign in and we'd have to view your offer to be able to see what.
Okay, we'll do that. We'll do that. I'll share my screen.
Okay.
Yeah, do it right now.
As for
Yeah,
me,
sorry
thank
about.
you.
What was that? No, you can go ahead and speak. Who was that? Mr. 89?
Yeah, sorry about the noise. I thought I was muted.
Oh, it's all right. It's all right. Don't worry about it. I just like say it like that just so that way you're aware because sometimes I mute people. I'll like give them, I'll do a server mute, but some people just leave the event because they think I was trying to mute them to be mean, but I wasn't. I was just trying to mute them temporarily and just because there was a lot of background noise. So like I didn't want to just mute you. I was trying to just call it to your attention, but you're all right. It's all right. I mean, I
No,
got a little background noise too, but it's our newborn baby. That's all. So I mean,
congratulations.
Congratulations.
yeah, yeah, thank you. But yeah,
I'm just here to learn. I'm just listening in.
no, yeah,
Can you see my screen?
you've been good. Your noise is like your background noise was like not too bad compared to other background. I mean, there's been worse, way worse. All right, so we got uh, your application is approved, review and accept. Let me see. Did you sign in? So like it's not gonna tell us which plan you got unless you sign in. But I don't
Yeah,
want
I'm
to see
signing in
your
right now.
passwords or nothing. You know what I mean? So like if you want to
Don't worry
like,
about that. I'm
yeah.
not worried about that. I'm not worried about that. Give me a second. Let me just. This is App Academy, man. This is App Academy. Give me a second.
Oh, for so this is through App Academy, the climb credit.
No, what I'm saying, this is another application of, yeah, that's Climb Credit, but it's for App Academy. I picked the wrong one.
Okay,
Give
yeah,
me a second.
yeah, yeah. You're gonna have to reapply for climb credit through New
Oh,
Camp's
man,
portal.
no, man, no. I got approved for New Camp,
Oh, okay.
but I
All
also,
right.
man,
All right. That's what I was saying. Because if you didn't do it for New Camp already, you're gonna have to do it again. Yeah. All right.
yeah,
So,
I got it. I'm trying to find it though. God have mercy. I clicked on the button and see. This is, let me see what this is right here. Here, it's good. No, it's not. What is this, man? Um, okay, accept the Climb Credit. Can you see my email? Can you see the email? Reminder, you can accept your credit student loan, other data, register your community. Maybe this is the button.
yeah.
You can all, well, that's not the button. Can you see everything that I'm doing? Can you see everything that I'm doing?
It says the fair
That's the
student agreement. So it says you got the fair student agreement. So if you got, let me look there. Let me look real quick. Maybe.
oh here it is, my applications. Yeah, yeah. It's right, right. If you look, you'll see that I got it. But here it is, here it is, here it is, here it is. On the bottom. Here it is. Look. See it?
I see your emails. Yeah.
Okay, no, I'm in the client dashboard. Just
Oh,
click
okay.
on
Yeah.
go to my
No,
app.
it's because you got to share.
You don't
You
see
got to
it?
share that. No, we
Oh,
don't see it. We
okay.
just see the emails.
Okay, cool. Share it right now. Give me a second. Um, I'm sharing to camera. How do I stop sharing? Okay, how do I share a shape in your screen?
Yeah. When you share the screen, it's better if you
Okay,
share the watch.
okay, I got you. Reset.
Yeah, if you share the screen, not the application. If you share the screen, we can see more.
Okay, okay. Why is it's not clicking on share and it's not moving forward, man? You know, wait a second. I just screen. I just screen share. It's not doing it. Window. This window. Share. Okay, can you see? Can you see?
Yeah, I see something. All right. Um,
Okay. See that? Can you see that?
yeah,
New camp full. You see it?
yeah, I see it.
Okay. So
All right. So what does it say?
where
Origination fee, loan term, 18 months, a month for 18 months. Um, yeah, it looks like mm, s- can you scroll down just a little bit more on the
of
terms?
course.
Like, yeah, let me see. Uh, mm, um, yeah, it doesn't look like they're giving like because what they approve you for is what they approve for. It looks like they're approving you for a payment plan for every month
Yeah,
while you're going. Like you're gonna have to
yeah,
pay while you're going. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I know. Did you help me?
Yeah, I can help you with that. Yeah.
Okay. I
Um,
mean, like, yeah, like, I mean, yeah. Whatever you can do for me, you know, I would appreciate.
all right. So, do you know whether you were able to take advantage of the discounts?
Say that again.
Like, do you know if you were able to take advantage of any of the discounts that I
No, I
read?
don't
You're not sure, huh?
know. I don't
So they got you for what?
know.
Loan amount 2,600 for the full stack boot camp. Let me look at that real quick, and I'll tell
Yes.
you if you got the discounts. Um, and then you said you were scheduled to start by September if you accept. Um, let's see.
That's September. That's
Maybe I gotta go back to my slides. Have the total. Yeah, it doesn't look like you were able to get the discounts. Yeah, you didn't get the discounts. I don't believe. I would hesitate. Right now, I would wait on that and let me schedule a meeting or reach out to the
please.
student advisor and see if let them know that I was trying to help you sign up and that you weren't able to take advantage of the discounts that you want to take advantage of the discounts and but
Okay.
you got to make yourself available because if she asks me for
I
your
am.
for you if you could be if you can get on a meeting or if for your information then I'll have to
I
connect you
want to be
to
available, man. I told you I'm transparent and available.
You
Whatever you
might
need.
have to well we'll wait. Don't do nothing yet, but you might have to
Okay,
reject that offer and then
okay.
start all over again. Just to get
That's
the
okay.
discounts, but I'm gonna see if she can fix it, if she can go ahead and sign you up, like if you can just get it approved and if she can apply the discount after the fact. So I'll find out.
Okay, listen, man. My job is waiting for. They love me, and I love them. But they're waiting for me to tell them, hey, if I want to change my schedule, I told them I'm going to school for. I'm about to start cooling boot camp. She said, just tell me your hours, Jose. Tell me your hours, and we'll accommodate you. Just, let me know. What I'm saying is I'm all in, man. I'm all in. Whatever you guys need from me, I'm all in.
Yeah, but I want to also get you that those discounts too, because I think those discounts are great. Like it does matter. You know what I mean? I think so.
Oh, well, yeah, you said become available. So what I'm trying to tell you, let you know is by saying I'm all in and I'm available, good 40 hours, right? And 9 to 5 every day, Monday through Tuesday through Saturday.
All right. But that's gonna be good
And so,
because because you can do night classes if you're working during the day. So like it's no big deal.
yeah, yeah, no, no, it's not, you're right. And I, there's a part of me that wants to do that. But sometimes I get off work, bro, and I'm shocked, bro, because I take calls all day long.
Yeah.
People call me and say, hey, my computer's got a blue screen. Hey, uh, I reached Windows and it's asking me for a BitLocker key. I don't have no BitLocker key. That
You
type of
get
thing
used
all
to
day
it though,
long.
cause like for me, I'm the same way. Like for me, like I'm nonstop all day, every day. Like I only take one day
Yeah,
off all week. Like I take my Saturdays off, like one day
yeah,
off all
yeah.
week.
But you're in a different situation. You're married. You have a kid.
Yeah,
People, I'm
full-time
sure
student, running my own business. Like I got a lot of things
you're
going on. Yeah. So like, that's what I'm saying. You just
and that's
like you get used to it. Like right now you're like, man, I don't want I ain't trying to push past an 8 hour day, but like once you get into it, what you'll see it's gonna be you just
I
start
think
getting
I
used
you
to it.
know what? Exactly, and I know you're telling me the truth, bro, because I want to get past, like that zone where I get as, you know, like I finish an 8 hour day, and all I want to do is just relax, and I don't want to hear, and I want to study
Yeah, but sometimes
on my
coding
mind.
is relaxing. So like if you love the code, but once you start
You're
studying the
right.
code, it's gonna
I,
feel relaxing. You're gonna feel like, damn, like it's
you're
like
right, bro.
cause my brother was a mechanic, and when he taught me how to work on cars, I never became an official mechanic, of course, but I know how to work on cars, and when I work on cars, like even my own car, I feel like it's like a therapy for me. Like I feel good while I'm doing it, even though it's work.
Yeah, no,
I love it. Like
yeah,
I'll sit there and I could spend my day off working on my car, my old Mustang, because I have an old New Edge Mustang, and I could sit there
go
working
ahead.
on it, and if I need to, and I feel like I feel good about it. Like it doesn't bug me. I feel like because it's not like it doesn't feel like work to me because it's something I like. But it's the same thing with
Oh
me
man,
with
I
coding.
love
Like when
that.
I work on a coding project during the day, the time flies. I don't feel like I'm working. It's just like therapy. Like I like it and the logic
Yeah,
of it. Yeah.
to tell a story, you know what? I'm gonna share this real quick because every time I share something like this, I always hope that it speaks to somebody else's situation, just like you spoke into my situation today. Everything that you said to me and everything, almost everything is just right on point, man. Like I want to get married. I want to earn enough money to live comfortably. I don't want to be a millionaire. Okay, I mean, maybe I do want to be a millionaire, but
Hell yeah, everybody wants
I'm,
to, right? Like there's nothing wrong with that, I think. But I mean, some
right,
people you feel content even with less, right? Like you can feel there's
exactly,
everybody, yeah.
exactly. So what I'm saying is, gee whiz, I don't know what I'm saying. Oh yeah, so yeah, the day goes by fast for me. I love tech, bro. I love every single part of tech. I wish I could be a cybersecurity software developer, network administrator, video game maker. But
Yeah,
I can't. I
gotta
only
pick
got
one.
one brain. I don't. Huh? Yeah. Well, I'm gonna definitely do more than one. For one, I'm gonna do video games. I love making video games. It's a whole other. Oh my god. But anyways, um, yeah, yeah, man. Like I'm just saying, whatever advice you have for me, man, I'm open to it because you told me, Jose, maybe you should like cut some hours off if you can, so that you can study is hard and it's fierce out there. The competition is tough.
The competition is
Then
fierce. I don't lie about that. Like I tell people, like you're applying for jobs, like the competition is fierce when
so,
you're there, like because you like
so
everybody wants to
that's
hire
just
the
it.
best of the best.
So yeah, bro, just let me any advice you give to me, we appreciate it, and I'm available to you, man. You can hit me up at any time you want, man. 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. My life is like something like yours. I spend all my time on
Yeah, like me and my
working tech
girlfriend, we
support.
were up last night till like I think 12:31 in the morning. And even we would even be up late and coding or working even when we didn't have the baby. Now it's just a little bit harder because the baby needs our attention or our time, So like we have to like
Wow.
distribute our time around, but we're still up late, doing our thing.
Well, let me say about kids. Let me say about kids, man. I
Yeah.
don't know. I'm not back to tell, man. They need a lot of attention, bro, and a lot of love, especially in that early young stage, bro.
Yeah.
It's a really
Well, yeah, this is my
those men of
this is my first daughter, but my son, he just turned 18, so yeah.
hey, you're close to 18.
Yeah, I know,
That's cool,
right?
man.
I know most people do. Most people think I'm like I'm really really young, but I'm actually pretty damn experienced in life. Yeah.
Well, hey, man, you're looking good, bro. So be thankful. But yeah, man. So just that, bro. But we have 11 minutes left. Um, let me know, man. Let me know whatever you think I need to do. And I'm not the type. What I'm trying to say, that I'm not the type of guy that you have to worry about. I hope this guy doesn't, think I'm weird by asking him this, that, and the other. Most people that you really gotta watch what I'm very open, bro, transparent, man. You can ask me, "Hey, so how much you earning? Oh, how many hours you work? Oh, well, you might want to consider doing this, or whatever it is, man. Whatever you need I told you, man. This is my childhood dream, and I need to give it. I'm giving it a 200%, man. Give it 200.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, but
give
me,
it
I
200.
would say that because you're gonna start. So like when you do start, I would say that like see if you can do the 8 hours and then come back and then give new camp a couple hours or so at night for your
You
task
go, yeah, I can do
before
that.
you decide to cut your own hours, right? Because then I don't want to tell you cut your hours at work and then you're like, man, I'm in financial straits. I don't know how I'm gonna continue, right? Because like I feel like
Yeah,
you have to find a way to be more adaptable and then you'll see like it's gonna mold into it. And I'm telling you, like, if you really love coding, it's not even gonna feel like work. You're gonna look forward to. I can't wait till this damn day's over and I can get on my computer and code something. Like that's how you're gonna feel. Cause that's how I felt when I was learning. I was like, man,
well,
especially when I was coding all day, I just felt like I was like in a bliss. Like I just loved the logic of
yeah,
it and building stuff.
yeah, that's what it does feel like a bliss. Yeah, I agree with you, and that's how I feel even now, bro. It's just when you don't have a plan, like a roadmap, let's say, you feel, and then you don't have nobody to help you and nobody to talk to. You feel all
Yeah.
alone in this journey. It can be difficult.
Yeah, that's why I use the
Um,
analogy of like a castaway, like being out in the sea in the middle of nowhere, not knowing where to swim, or even stranded on an island like Tom Hanks with Wilson. Yeah, you know what I mean? Because that's how you feel. Like when you're going out alone, zero experience, you don't have a network and you don't know where to go or what you should be learning, it sucks. But some people are able to like
yeah,
they stick with that. I don't, maybe it's
yeah,
just their preference, but me, I said, you know what? I'm looking for like I was gonna look for a network. Like I wanted a network. I wanted a people direction, to point me in the right direction. I wanted an
yeah.
instructor. Yeah.
It's better to have working with someone. I
Yeah,
mean,
and then building your
I think
network's really important because like the whole time you build the network and you want to build your network better and better and better and just the
it's
network
just
helps a
also
lot.
listen for me. It helps me when people share their love of coding, bro. Because I love coding, bro. I love it, bro. It's what it's what I'm passionate about. I don't do it for the money. I don't do it. for anything else, man. I mean, I saw my first computer when I was 17, and I saw the programming language Basic, and from that was love at first sight. It was over, bro. It was over, man. It was over for me. It was like, dang, this is what I want to do with my life.
Yeah,
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 man.
yeah. You'll like it nowadays because well, there were some really sophisticated programming languages back in the day, like C++ plus plus or Java.
Yeah,
But like, there's
and machine.
yeah, but like JavaScript even has grown a lot. Like JavaScript's pretty damn sophisticated nowadays compared to what it used to be. Like back then,
I
JavaScript was
have
limited. Nowadays, it's powerful.
listen,
Yeah.
man. Let me tell you real quick. I I'll share my story, man. I began in the '80s, right, with DOS, and I learned a programming language you probably not familiar with. It's called DBase. You ever heard of it? DBase 3?
No, I don't think so. That sounds like
Yeah,
no. Uh-uh.
that's back in the DOS days. So,
Yeah.
anyways, the point is this: I was moving along in my career. Somebody saw my code back then. Not everybody knew how to code. It was like very few and far between. I mailed in my code to a school. I was looking for an assistant programmer. I mailed in my code and said, "Man, you're the bomb. Come on in." And so I went in, and and I had a drug problem. They liked me, but they said this guy's smoking weed. He probably does other stuff, and he's a nice guy, but he's missing days. And then one thing led to another, and I went down that rabbit hole, if you want to call it that. It's not a really good analogy. It's more of a hellhole. But I went through that, and it was terrible, man. Then I got out of my addiction, and I came back um to the world of computers. And so I went to computer school, and I said I'm gonna I used to program back in the '80s, and I want to learn. I told them I want to learn web development. They called it web development. I said, I want to learn programming, and they told me, oh, you mean web development? I said, yeah, yeah. Well, computer programming, a program. I want to be a programmer. And he says, well, no, you can't do that. You have to start with CompTIA A plus. You have to learn how to fix computers, and that's the way to break into the industry. That's the way it goes. You have This was back in 2007, and so I got it. I passed. I got my certification, and um, it was downhill from there, bro. I worked with one, but Miami's tech scene is they have a lot of bad companies in Miami. Companies that are just I don't want to get too much details. I only got a few minutes, but a lot of bad companies. And finally, um, I told myself that's it. I'm gonna start learning web development. And then I started researching boot camps. I saw JavaScript. I saw Python. I saw JavaScript. I saw HTML. I said, "Man, this is crazy. This is so cool. This is even better than before." So, so I started with that and learning on my own. But I've been like, I applied a few schools, but it didn't happen because of financing, and I didn't have a steady job. So now it's been 3 months. I have a steady job. I work for a great company, great people. They love me. I love them, and I'm ready to commit to a structure, a life of studying and moving on to my next phase of my career. That's it. I'm just gonna leave it at that. We only got 3 minutes left. There's more to it, but that's enough. But that's kind of the sum of my life. Of what's been going on.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
Philip, what's up, Philip?
Hello.
Yeah. So anybody else have any questions? I mean, we're at the end of the event. I didn't have time to go over the changes on the project, but next Sunday, I'm gonna coordinate with the person that contributed those changes and see if they will go over them for us and share them. I sounded like they wanted to coordinate, with me, have some correspondence and see. I guess they're a little bit hesitant because they want to make sure that what they're sharing is that I had a chance to look over it because they literally just shared the changes or contributed the changes to the GitHub repo for for the group project um, this morning before the event. So, like, I know some of you guys might be new, like Jose, Mr. 89, and whoever Kugo is or Kogo. I'm not sure how to say that, or Ra R. Um,
You can just call me Raymond.
all right, Raymond. So, like, if any of you guys are interested in the group project, I can go over those really quick, and then you can send me your email and your GitHub username, and then I can add you to the project. But let me just share that really, really quick before we call it a day. So the group project, we're hosting it on Miro because Miro is free, and I don't have to pay for project management software. So it's free for one project, I believe. So but we called it the AI Health Project at first. It has a channel for it in the Discord chat in our Discord channel. It has a channel for it, but let me zoom in here and we'll go to the GitHub too. I believe this is it. Yep, the GitHub. All right, so before we get to the GitHub, I'm gonna try to just go give it or go over it really quick. But the project I ended up with, yeah, here we go, a description of it. The original idea was that it would be a platform that users can use to stay conscious of what ingredients they're consuming in the food and drinks. So they would take a picture of like a nutrition label, and then we're going to use a tool to parse the text from it and feed it to the AI, and then the AI is going to give them some kind of data about, or a response about these ingredients that they want to consume that's in their foods or drinks, and then try to help them decide like whether that's something they want to give their kids or whether it's something they want to consume as far as like health goes. Of course, AI is not 100% accurate, and of course, it's not a health professional, so we'll have to deal with that part when we get to that part, which would be when we get to the legal compliance and things like that. For now, we have a basic app flow that we made a flow chart, and then we have the style guide with the logo we're sticking to is this one for now. That's the one that was done by the marketing team. And then this is the app flow for like the future to add an extra feature to it. And this was where the type of wireframing we're using is just lo-fi prototyping, which is low fidelity wireframes. You can do them with pen and paper, or you could do them on a computer. It doesn't matter. And we have the wireframes here, the lo-fi wireframes for mobile, and then desktop, and then one for tablet, how it might look on tablet. So it's a little off because it's implying that you got to scroll to see the rest of the content. But this one's a little bit on the hi-fi side because this one's like just a general picture of how it might look with the color scheme and everything that we're doing with the in a desktop view. But it should have that same color scheme and look on the mobile view eventually.
Are, are you screen sharing?
Ooh, yeah. So I wasn't. So I wasn't. So I'm yakking and I'm not even screen sharing still. I thought I was still screen sharing. Yeah. All right. So let's go back. Sorry, guys. Thank you for letting me know, Philip. Thank you. All right. You guys see it now?
You're welcome.
All right. So here we go. Back to where I started. So you guys heard about the project. This is the app flow here. That's the main one. And this was the style guide. Oops. This was the style guide here with the color scheme and the logo that we're using. And this was the app flow I told you about to ignore. This is what the one for the future to add a new feature to it. And this is the wireframes for mobile, desktop, and tablet. And we're using, these are just examples of lo-fi wireframing because we're using lo-fi because, it's just quicker and then to give people a little more creative freedom when they're developing. Then we have this board that we're using for project management where we have our development team, and then we have our design team, and then we have our marketing team. We're not ready for the marketing yet, but we have our development team and our design team. The design team finished all their tasks. So you're going to see up here we have the team members, the tasks, then we have the tasks in progress and whether they've been completed, and the design team finished everything. Right now, we have tasks that need to be picked up, and all you can do is you get just simple as picking them up and then putting your name on it if you want to take that task, and then when it's
Are you
done,
gonna
once you complete it, you move it to completed. Uh, for the
are you,
uh, for the repo,
are you gonna post a link
yeah,
or no?
yeah, you have to send me your email and your GitHub username so I can give you access. Uh,
Okay.
and then for the GitHub, we did just have, like I said, a contribution this morning, but we have our directions here on how to get set up, how to clone the app so you can get linked to the GitHub, and you can make your push and pull requests and you know work on the project while you're working on the project. I don't know if everybody here is familiar with working with GitHub, but if you're not, maybe I can make that a video for content for the YouTube channel. But basically, like these are the when we go here, let me go to the collaborators. We do have a lot of collaborators. I gotta verify though. Hold on, give me a second, and I'll show you. We got a pretty good list of collaborators, but I'm trying to get just whenever people are able to contribute. So like during the week, like say for example, you got collaboration access and you're like, you know what, I could work on this project and contribute something today, then well, why not, But we do have a lot of contributors right now. But the only ones that have actually submitted a contribution right now for the on the repository has been Zalola, me, and Brendan. Everybody else is linked, but they're still either working on something or they haven't had the time to actually submit something. So it depends on
What do you
what time you have. What is that?
what, what information do you need about our GitHub? The
Just your
GitHub
username, like your GitHub username. Like, we have
okay.
Andretta, I think
How
was here, but like we have Andretta's username or like my username. I'm already on the repo, but your
does that
username
work
is,
right there?
huh?
Does that work? I just posted it in the chat. Does that work for you?
Yeah, let me check. Yeah, this one works. Yep.
Okay. I would like to submit it immediately and I want to try to help you out immediately. I have time.
All right. So let me
Yeah.
well, yeah, you already sent me your Gmail too, huh? So I'll go ahead and I'll show you anybody what that looks like. So for now, I'll go on here and I add somebody, and then he gave me his username so I could just find him here. Yours was yeah, there we go. That's the one. All right, and I just sent you access, so you're gonna get a link. It's pending invite, but you're gonna get a link, and then you can go ahead and accept that, and you'll have contributor access to the GitHub repo. Um,
Okay.
and then for the Miro, because you need the Miro so you can get your tasks and things like that. Let me
Okay.
look. Where is that? Where do we put that? Oh yeah, it was in Discord. Give me a second. All right. So I'll send you um, access to that right now to the Miro board. All right. So
My
you'll get
email.
the invitation for the Miro board too.
I haven't gotten it yet, but I'm sure it'll come in.
Yeah, it's coming. So that's it. That's the project. Yeah, I know it's a quick crash course of the project because we ran out of time, but I wanted to at least show you guys, at least introduce you to the project really quick, and then let you know just if you want to get involved in the project, make a contribution with it. Just send your email and your GitHub username, and then you can DM it to me if you don't want to put it in the chat. You can DM it. It's up to you how you want to give it to me, and then I'll connect you with all that stuff so that way you can start getting involved with the project if you want.
Um, Fernando, is there any way of you putting the information, uh, the second invitation to Miro? I haven't gotten that.
You never
Let
got
me
it?
check my spam.
Yeah, because I
No, I
sent it
got
to your Gmail.
yeah, I'm looking at it. No, it's not here. Is there, could you do it in the chat?
Yeah, this email right here, right in the chat.
Yeah,
The
yeah, no, I'm saying, could you put the invitation in the chat? Could you send it to me in chat?
um,
Or does
I think I
the
might be
email?
able to. Yeah, I might be able to. Let me check. I'm not sure how, because I think we tried that and they didn't have somebody didn't have full access. But let me see if it helps here. Copy team invite link. All right, yeah, this works right here. So let's do it this way too. So that way you guys can just click it. But someone said they tried this because I think my girlfriend sent somebody this link and then they complained that they didn't have full access to the board. But hopefully it works this time. If it doesn't work, just DM me and send me your Gmail and I'll go ahead and um, and I'll just send you the invitation the other way. Because it always works with the email. When I send it to you through the email, it always works. But with this
Yeah.
link, it might or might not work. Who knows? All right.
Well, I just clicked on. I clicked on the link and it's asking me for my work email. Do I put in my work email or do I put in my personal email?
I don't know. I mean, for me, I just whatever email you feel like you want to use for this project. I mean,
Okay.
it's up to you.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
So let me
I
see
have
what.
a email that I use for most things, and I have an email I use for company things. Like so, like it just depends on what your
So I'm seeing a
whatever.
screen that says "Welcome to your team." Welcome to your team, and it says choose an option: engineering and development, project management, UX research. What's your role? I'm gonna put individual
Well, yeah, because it's
contributor.
asking more about you. Like it's gonna want to build your profile up a little bit to see what type of person you are, so that way it can make recommendations. So it's up to you if you want to fill that stuff out. So it's just asking like
Okay,
how
yeah,
you're gonna use Miro, so that way it can make recommendations to you.
okay. So okay, yeah, I just see your I saw your name, AI Health Project. Okay, I got it. Works with the
All right, and then
oh,
the GitHub, yeah, um, the GitHub username
oh
too. So
yeah.
anybody that wants to join, you can click on that Miro link, and then if you want to join the GitHub, there's no way I could send you a link for GitHub. You have to send me your GitHub username so that way I can add you to the repository. GitHub doesn't just let you create a link where you can have like just anybody click on it. Um, so yeah, if you guys want to get involved in the project, go ahead and do that. Reach out. You can send it on DM or you can send it in the chat, whatever you're comfortable with. I just say like if you're comfortable with the chat, fine. If you don't want to share it with everybody, then you can DM it.
Hey, I'm willing to stay after. I mean, I don't know who has to leave. I'm not. I'm good to stay after because I have a question. I completed the. Wait a minute. Oh, okay. Yeah, I have a question on Miro. I don't have no experience on Miro. I was wondering if you can kind of explain it to me.
Oh, Miro.
Oh,
All right. Give me a second. Yeah, because I have a little bit of time, but I mean, I got to.
fine. That's
Yeah, I
fine.
got. Yeah, just
I'm
give
gonna
me a
be online
second.
all. Yeah.
But Miro's easy. Like Miro's easy to use. Like all we're using it for is just to for our project management because I didn't want to pay for something like Asana or Trello just for this project. So we ended up finding Miro, and it's not limiting how many people we add to it, and we can pretty much just lay everything. I know it's kind of a little messy because we have everything just everywhere, but once you learn how to navigate it, it's not too bad. And then the main part is just understanding the project, like looking here and understanding the project and knowing what the style guide is. And then once you know the style guide and the app flow, the main app flow here, you can follow these wireframes, of course, you want to follow them to some degree, but you don't want to go
So what?
completely off track with them, but you can pick up a task here if you feel, and then put your name on it and move it over here to in progress.
Well, hold on a second. Hold on. So I'm in Miro right now. What's the first thing I should click on? New.
Mm.
What's the one?
So like Miro, I mean, you just want to navigate it however you just want to look at everything and kind of familiarize yourself with the project because, I mean, you can't contribute
That's,
if you don't understand the project, right?
so that's what I'm asking you. So what do I do first? Now I just saw. Okay, I see boards in this team AI Health Project. So do I click on that?
Where at? Oh, you mean up top? Um, I'm not sure. You'd have to share your screen because I don't know what you're looking at.
Yeah, so much here, so much here, you said. Screen. Screen. Share. Windows. Screen. See it? Screen?
Yeah, I can see
Hello?
it now.
Look like it.
Are you inside of the project? It doesn't look like you're in the project, or you are, but you got to zoom out with the mouse wheel. Like try to zoom out, like because it
You
looks
hit the
like it.
minus.
No, you can use the mouse wheel if you have a mouse wheel, or you can hit the minus sign, the plus sign if you like.
But no, it's not showing me anything. I guess it's I have to
Yeah.
hit this. So how about
Did
this
you
right
pick
here?
a? No, like those are templates. So that's if you wanted to add a template to the project.
Oh,
There should already be
okay.
templates and things there. You should be able to zoom out. Like try to right click on your mouse and move around and zoom out and
I'm
see
at
if you see
33.
anything.
I'm at 33. Okay, hold on, let me go down. I'm
There
at
it
30.
is.
Okay, there it is.
Yeah, see. There you go. So you just gotta like, yeah, it just takes time to get familiar with it and how it works. Mural's kind of weird, but eventually you'll figure it out.
Okay, I'll look at it then. So, but like, briefly, show me like how to contribute. You know, like you were mentioning that how to contribute.
Yeah, you just want to like first familiarize yourself with everything here, like get like look at all the content here and like read it like so just so you understand the project. And then you go to the project management board on the left and you pick you if you want to be on the development team, which I know you do, you put your name on the development team and then you pick a task and you move the task over to in progress and put your
Fernando,
name on that task.
Fernando, why don't I give you control and you kind of just show me real quick?
All right.
Do I just give you control or
No,
how do
I
you
mean,
control?
I have to share my screen. Um,
Okay, okay,
Discord doesn't let you control other people's.
okay.
All right. So like I was saying was like you know, get familiar with the content and then when you're ready, um,
Okay.
you just add your name to the development team here. You could like just copy and paste one of these. Like you can just like duplicate it. Like right here
Could
you
you
can
add
hit
my name?
duplicate. Huh?
Okay. Could you go ahead and add my name,
Yeah.
Jose, Jose?
Oh, yeah. And then what you're gonna want to do is look at these tasks and see if maybe there's a task that's not written here. You can let me know, and then you can add it if I approve it. But if there's a task here you think you can do, you can just pick it up and you can move it over like that. Just move it over here, and once you get it over here, you can add your name to it, and that lets me know that you're working on that task right now because that's up to you to start coding, like connect to the GitHub, start coding, and then once you've completed the task, you would get that task and then move it over to the complete side to let me know that you completed the task. And that, but that's after you push your changes to the GitHub repository, and then I can do some kind of code review at that point where I can look at the code you contributed and see if
What's the easiest, what's the easiest task to do there? The one that requires the least amount of
mm,
knowledge. Add styles, responsive layout. I'm letting you do that. Develop functionality, mobile gesture, develop component AI review, develop component nutrition facts. What is that? Research? Developing component nutrition facts? No. Research, research, VPC, and you have
yeah,
the same
because
task.
that probably is the easier one if you understand responsive design with CSS or with
Yeah,
Bootstrap,
that
because
comes.
we are using Bootstrap actually. So like you have to understand Bootstrap, and then if you're not getting the results right with Bootstrap, then you might have to make custom media queries in CSS to do it.
So I
Uh,
can't do all that. Can I? Do you want me to do some research
But yeah,
or
yeah,
something?
you could do research and then or just see what you where you can contribute however you can and then just let me know, just DM me. But yeah, we're 20
Okay.
minutes over and I got a book. Like I gotta go. I got
Okay.
yeah.
I know. I
Um
can imagine.
but
Okay.
yeah,
Well,
just
thank you so much.
I'm gonna reach out to the advisor for you at some point and get
I'll do
them
it.
to
I'll,
let them know what's going on with you and then see if I can I'll message you on Discord when I get a hold of them to see what information they need so they could try to help you.
please. Should I leave my Discord open or should I check every
Just make
product?
sure you're
How do I
checking
do it?
it. Like it should alert you when you get a message, but like just make sure you have your notifications for Discord turned on. If you have Discord, make sure you have notifications
I
turned
do.
on for Discord, and then you should get a notification when I send you a message. I sent you a message, or I just sent you a friend request on Discord, and then and a little hello just temporarily, just to let you know how to
Okay. No,
find
no problem.
our conversation in the DM.
Okay. Okay. I'll respond to it.
All right. And then as soon as I hear from them on back on your registration and the discounts and stuff, I'll see if they can if there's anything they can help at this point, or if you're
I
gonna have
really
to
appreciate it.
withdraw and
I'm,
start all
I'm
over
gonna
again.
I'm gonna start September regardless.
All right. All right. So I'll
Okay. So
reach out to you. Yeah, but thank you everybody
all
for
right.
showing up. And then if anybody has any questions or they want to contribute to the project, just reach out, send me your info, and I'll add you. Thank you guys. You guys all have a blessed Sunday.
Two questions.
All right, go for it, real quick.
So,
We got time.
first one, these meetings, they happen every Sunday so far, right?
Yes, yeah, every Sunday, 10 a.m. to noon Arizona time.
I got my link from Eventbrite. Do I need to book another ticket from Eventbrite to attend the next one, or can I just show up since I'm
No,
already in the
yeah,
server?
yeah. Once you're already a member on my Discord, you don't need Eventbrite anymore. Like you're already a member on the Discord, so you're good. You're good to go.
Okay. Second question, I have little to no experience in coding whatsoever. Would I be able to contribute to the Miro project in any way, or should I hold out until I improve my own knowledge?
Um, That's a good one because I don't know like where you're at in your knowledge unless I were to assess you, but just guessing. That's why because I try to make the project. I'm trying to make the project beginner friendly anyway, so I'm thinking that it's worth still checking out and seeing if there's something that you can work on. Because even if you can't work on it, if you feel like it's too overwhelming on one of those tasks by yourself, maybe see if anybody's willing to team up with you and do it. You know what I mean? And like do it as a team. Like, cause I try to encourage that too. Like some people they felt overwhelmed with some of those tasks early on in the project, and I try to get people to connect as teams, cause um I it's gonna be easier if you're working with somebody that already knows, right, that could kind of help you walk through it a little bit but help you like point you in the right direction. I can do that too to a certain extent, just but that's gonna happen like on my free time. Like as soon as I have any free time, if I'm able to, I'll answer your like your I'll get back to you and I can help you out a little bit. But like I don't think it hurts because the only way you get better with coding is if you're applying it, if you're building projects. Because if you're not building, if you're not applying to it, like you're not applying it, it's gonna take you longer to learn it because you can't just read about it. You have to actually be about it, right? You gotta like put it into practice to actually start
Yeah, of
growing.
course.
Yeah. So like I would say like I wouldn't be afraid. Like I mean, just that's just how I am. But I wouldn't be afraid. I would just jump in and try to see what I can do because you might because you're gonna learn in the process, right? And then you have to like for Bootstrap, you're going to live in the documentation. So if you already know how to, if you're already familiar with documentation for frameworks and learning how to navigate them and knowing that you have to study them to learn how to use them, then you'll be okay with Bootstrap. Um, but because you can basically, uh, build whatever you want using Bootstrap. It's a CSS framework. It's not a JavaScript framework, but you can still build responsive web apps with Bootstrap. But I think I went over that before. I don't know. I don't even know if I'm sharing my screen. Yeah, I am. But let me look really
You
quick.
are.
Let me see Bootstrap. Uh, Bootstrap 5. Yeah, Bootstrap. Because we're using Bootstrap 5 here. Let me go on. Yeah, there we go. Docs. Go to the docs, and then you can read about it here. They give you examples, but you're gonna want to learn the like the layout, how to use layout in Bootstrap. You're gonna want to learn the components. They have all these components that you can make with Bootstrap. They do got the helpers and the utilities, but the utilities are more important. But they have a lot of like if you wanted to build something, I don't know, let's go to off canvas. I guess that one was pretty cool one time, but you just basically read the documentation. It'll tell you how to build that component, an off canvas component. They usually have like live demos where you can like click on them and it'll like do something, right? Like how I showed you this off canvas um, slide in animation with Bootstrap, where you can um, show users maybe some content by doing it. Like I mean, there's different reasons why you would use a an off canvas um, component, but like they have built-in components, and if there's like a component you want to build that's not here on Bootstrap, then you'll have to do a custom component and build it like from scratch. And that's good too because like you can look at this component and you can start reading it and see, well, what do I understand here? Because you know you have all these elements using like this button tag, then you have your class, and then you have your attributes. And Bootstrap is big on the classes. Like to change styles in HTML, you got to get familiar with the Bootstrap classes and how those work. And that's what gives you the like the little slide in effects with CSS or um, or the custom layout to make it responsive so you can view it on any viewport and it fits on the screen type deal. But yeah, there's a bunch of stuff. You have drop downs and like drop down menus and buttons, like Bootstrap buttons, different types of buttons you can do. You know, what depending on what you want to do. But when you're using a framework, you always want to defer to the framework's components first, and only if they don't have something that you absolutely need, then you can still build a custom component, even using Bootstrap to some extent, but like you might have to turn to just straight up code and then start coding that, depending on what you're doing though, because here I'm trying to make it beginner friendly, so we're using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, but we're using Bootstrap on top of that because we want to use Bootstrap to make it a little bit easier. I could have just went just straight up HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, but then we'd be building out every single thing from scratch, like everything, and
But Bootstrap would help make this easier,
yeah, because
go
then
by smoother.
it helps it, yeah, and then it helps with the responsiveness, so that way we don't have to write as many media queries and do as much testing to make it fully responsive for like mobile, tablet, and everything else. Yeah.
I get it.
So yeah, it's cool. I like Bootstrap. Like I show people sometimes my custom website. So like I have my own I have my portfolio here. Um but like that I built this one in Bootstrap. But it's fully responsive. It's got an about me, and then it's got my resume. You could download my resume if you want. It's got my education. It's got my school project. It's got my portfolio, just a small portfolio. It's only projects that I felt like sharing with people. And then it's got my contacts. So you can contact me and you can schedule meetings here inside of the embedded scheduler, the Google Calendar. But like if we went home and then we went to like inspector and we went to our mobile viewport and then I reload it, the animation changes like on a mobile view. And then it's got the my screen so you can navigate the page. Everything's fully responsive. And if you go to like tablet, it'll be everything's good to go. Like everything's gonna be nice and uh, and within
And this was
the
primarily
yeah.
built through Bootstrap.
Yeah, I built this one with Bootstrap. This is Bootstrap. It's got third-party libraries. Like these are JavaScript. This is a JavaScript library for the animations. This is CSS. Like it's got like it's using third party a lot of like a couple third party libraries for other functions too, for like the fade in and the smooth scrolling and things like that. But the but the for the most part, it's just straight up Bootstrap 5. So, or Bootstrap 4. I'm sorry. I believe when I built this one, it was Bootstrap 4. But it's still good. I mean, I keep it up to date and change it here and there, and I could update it to the most recent version of Bootstrap. But I mean, it's not hurting any. But it's not hurting my website if I don't. Right? Everything still works how I intended it to work. So I've had this. I started this portfolio project a while back, um, and I've been updating it little by little every so often when things change I update it.
Very impressive.
Yeah. Yeah, so like that's what I mean is like some people they look at Bootstrap, they think Bootstrap's weak, but Bootstrap can do some good stuff if you're good with it. You can get good with like it doesn't matter what like in web development what you're using um because you can get good with any of them and do some really good stuff. So they're all they're all great. So it just depends on what you want to do, what you want to specialize in, or where you want to focus, or if you want to try them all, like check them all out and see which one has, that really vibes with you. So like Bootstrap, I like Bootstrap. The other one I'm looking at right now for a project that I'm building on the side is Svelte with Svelte Kit. I don't even really pay much attention to React anymore. React's cool if you want to work for a company, but I'm building my own company and I'm looking at newer frameworks like Solid.js and Svelte because they're better than React. It's just you don't hear about them because right now Meta, Meta and the big players in the tech world are pushing React out there, and they got that, popularizing that, and there's a lot of tech companies that are using that because of that. So like if you work at a tech company, you're likely going to use Angular, React, or Vue.js. But like for me, because it's my company, I do what the hell I want. I'm looking at newer frameworks. So like there's a project I'm planning on building, and I'm looking at Svelte with Svelte Kit. So it's like a full stack JavaScript frameworks to build full stack applications. So it's cool. So like it just depends on what has your interest, and Bootstrap had my interest for a while because I didn't want to just when I was first learning, I was like, I don't want to just build with just HTML, CSS, and JavaScript because it's cool to do that. But once I learned enough, I liked Bootstrap and I was able to build. I can build some pretty cool stuff with Bootstrap, so why not? Because not every project requires like the complexities of React, for example. Some are just simple websites, and you can get away with Bootstrap, and Bootstrap still looks nice. It just depends on how you go, because some of my components there are a little bit customized. They're not exactly Bootstrap components. So they are. I'm using Bootstrap in that website more for to help me with the responsiveness more than for the components themselves. But you can use it however you like. Like we had this one we did as a side project. I'll show you this one real quick. What was that project called? It was a project we put but it's fully responsive and we used like 100%. Like we used a lot of Bootstrap on this one just to. It was kind of like I do believe it was. There we go, shaking cups. So like when you log in, it populate, but like this one's fully responsive and this one has a lot of Bootstrap components. So like we're using a lot of Bootstrap stuff here, and then when you click on one of them, it's got the slide in, and it'll tell you the ingredients, things like that, to slide out. And then you can search here too if you like. The search works. It works. So you can go to the store and buy different things for drinks, and then you can go to the about page, and contact has a nice contact page. But this one's built with a lot of Bootstrap. So this one wasn't just built using Bootstrap for the responsiveness alone. It was built more towards you actually building a Bootstrap web app and trying to use as many Bootstrap components as possible. So that one's more true to Bootstrap than the other one. Mine uses Bootstrap, but more for the responsiveness, like I said, my portfolio. So I hope that helps. Like you'll see, like when as you start learning what you're gonna get comfortable with and what you like working with, And then especially when you get into JavaScript frameworks, you're gonna see, well, which one do I really like? Like which one do I like? Like you might like React and go with it, and especially if you plan on working for one of these tech companies out there, because a lot of them use React. Um, but depending on the tech company, you might be using a different framework. You might want to keep that in mind. But if you got the concepts down, the programming concepts are going to go across. You know, they share that in common programming languages. So like you have these concepts that they all share, and the only thing that differentiates them is the syntax of writing that programming language. So you know, if you end up somewhere writing Angular, the concepts will be there, but the syntax is going to look different than React, for example. And then you might find somebody that maybe they want Bootstrap. For a while on LinkedIn, you would see jobs where they wanted Bootstrap developers, but that was in Bootstrap 3 and Bootstrap 4. But you don't see those very common anymore. And in Svelte, you'll see some people maybe with Svelte, more people for Flutter for mobile development. React Native has slowed down, but you see a lot of React still and Angular. So like it just depends on what your end goal is and where and what and I would just say like see which one like I said that you vibe with that feels really good that feels natural for you and stick with it and get really good at it. But yeah, we
Very
went
much
over way
appreciated.
over. Yeah, I hope that helps you guys, and I'm always here to help as much as I can.
Yeah,
Whenever
sorry
I'm
for dragging this
No, it's
out
all
much
right.
longer
It's
than
all
needed to.
right. Yeah, no, it's all right. Like it happens here and there, not too often, but like you know, I'm open, you know, to help anybody out too. And if you guys have anything you need help with, you can post it in the our server. Maybe get help from me or somebody. If anybody doesn't reach out, I'll end up reaching out as soon as I can find time. But yeah, thank you guys for coming.
Thank you. And if I have any questions, I'll be sure to message.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.